Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me well. Glad to see such a large forum, and thanks for blessing us to be here. So after a great presentation by Ram about banking and how Oman stacks up in global banking, the objective of my document is next generation banking. What do you see 2024 to 2026 or 2027, next 3 to 4 years in Oman? And how do you, as a bank, prepare yourself for the bank of future? So when you look at next generation banking, so it's of course very well-known fact that it is going to be digital. It's not manual, it's not going to be branch-based. Customer, especially in Oman, are younger. They want a convenience which is through mobile and other channels. So when you look at the global, it's no different. In the global market, it's a very, very high penetration when it comes to digital. Of course, US, Europe have no choices. They do not have, the branches are very expensive, people are very expensive, and they're largely driven by technology. But if you see Middle East and Asia, very large amount of digital penetration. And digital is being referred as online, mobile, all the channels. With open banking looking at close to 128 billion in size, it's no more a new technology or infancy. In markets like UK, Europe, Bahrain, it's been now 4 years for open banking, right? So it's coming your way. Oman is no behind, we'll discuss that later. And a very clear trend towards moving to fintechs to go down onto this journey. Now what you see on the left is assets and banking deposits. Clearly Oman is on a growth path out of COVID, and that creates an opportunity for investment into the digital and other areas. Also Vision 2040 for Oman is significantly aligned to digital transformations. So central bank itself, as you know, has started multiple digital initiatives, and open banking is one of them, where you will see a circular sometime next year and a compliance in 18 to 24 months, right? So you will be implementing open banking back in 24, 25, 26 kind of a time frame. Digitization again is not an option. Most Omani banks are today doing an RPA or an automation. We are talking about intelligent automation and how to use generative AI. So that's where market is heading towards. So clearly top 3 technologies is going to be digital payments, open banking, and fintech partnerships. What can you bring as new products and channels? Now the series of tie-ups, so Omani banks are not behind. There are a series of tie-ups announced, and this is only last 2 quarters in 2023. Beehive, as you all know, has been launched. It's already lending and quite a significant portfolio with one of the leading banks here. Thwani, which started as a fintech, partnered with one of the leading banks, have just tied up with Vision Labs for Face Pay. Mamoon has received a crowdfunding license from CMA, so they will be launching soon. OmPay has already signed an MOU. So fair bit of change, and it's not only in private industry, even Mala is doing a significant amount of change with digital identity and bureau. So you will see a significant number of APIs coming down for enabling you on digital. There are 2 sandboxes. CBO sandbox, all of you are aware, it's in its 2nd avatar. Omantel has also tied up to bring up fintechs and grow them in 6 months. Something very similar to what DIFC FinTech Hive did it a few years back in Dubai. So you are very much on the same path some of the matured markets have been. Now when you look at the next generation banking areas or focus areas, there are 4 focus areas comes to mind. 1 is digital, 2nd is open banking, 3rd is payments, and 4th is Islamic. And I'll come to it why I'm saying Islamic. So this is a very interesting slide. I'd also presented this last year, but it become much more busier, as you can see. So across GCC, last year, UAE and Bahrain were the only countries having digital banks. This year you can see Saudi Arabia, 3 digital banks. All of them are in verge of launching, licensed last year in 2022. Kuwait, 2 digital banks, and 3 more are getting licensed this quarter. Only markets which has no digital bank is Oman and Qatar. What does it indicate? There is a white space available for banks to innovate, for regulator to innovate, and bring in a framework around it. UAE has 10 of these, and if anybody wants to know the benchmark, because people originally thought people are investing a lot of money, it may not succeed. That's not true. 2.5 million customers out of bankable 6.5 million are digital customers. And they are belonging to digital banks like Live, Neo, both have more than 600,000 customers. And these are deposit customers. So you're not really yet lending. Lending is just about to commence in most of the markets. So this is a great source of low-cost deposit. If that's what you are pushing your branches for. That's where this is heading. Clearly an opportunity, and we also have an index which says how ready is country for digital. So very soon you will see index going 0.45 to somewhere in the range of 0.6, 0.7, which enables digital banks. You have a digital identity, you have a digital signature. Some of those regulatory changes and law changes will help you in going down this path. Now what you see is a clear growth from 40s to 50s with respect to penetration when it comes to digital. And bulk of this penetration is a mobile penetration. But central chart is a very, very interesting chart. This is our population in Oman by digital segments. So you see very big population of millennials, right? Millennials are people who are in 30s and they have already established themselves in a job or a business, whatever they intend to do. So they have wealth as well. They are your great mass affluents who are growing in. But they are still young at heart. They still prefer mobile instead of a branch. So you see 2.1 million in Oman, bankable. Generation Z, these are people in their first jobs or just finishing their post-graduation or graduation. 0.7 million. And 0 to 12, the children, it not bank, but many banks have introduced teen banking, age 13 to 17. There are 2 main reasons. First, when you do children banking, you actually are after parent, not children. And second, it catch them young. He is banking with you first time. There's a very high likelihood that his first job and salary will come to you when he becomes 18 or 20. Right? So again, very clear, large digital aware population and more coming in next 3 years. So clearly a great case for digital bank to launch. Now all of us spoke about open banking, but I think one is to understand what is open banking and what is open finance. Because each country, central bank is choosing, will they be launching open banking or will they be launching open finance? UAE has launched open finance, not banking. Saudi and Bahrain has launched open banking. UK is open banking. The fundamental difference, in open banking, you open up your customer and accounts like you move your SIM from Ooredoo to Omantel. You will move your bank account and relationship from a bank A to bank B. That's open banking. Customer chooses best bank and a best offer. Open finance has a wider remit. Beyond banking, insurance, investment organizations, lending organizations, embedded finance organizations are part of an open finance community. Right? So it's not only deposits and accounts, it's lending as well. And anybody who does finance activities, not only regulated banks. So it's a broader industry. And again, CBO is saying right now open banking, but the framework is not out. When framework comes out, it may be also including some part of open finance because Oman has a very limited number of banks. So they will also look at the industry. So again, a clear opportunity coming your way. And again, in 2023, they've already given an early signal that there is a circular on the way and the framework on the way, right? And they've been working over last 5 years. So it's not that they're starting now. Now, this is a very, very interesting slide when it comes to payments, when we say digital payments. What you see on the left is ECC, your traditional clearing, is decreasing in growth. Checks are not preferred anymore. But Oman net volumes are increasing at 32.2% last year. This is your payment, digital payment. So clearly, there is a rise, almost CAGR of 12.4 we are seeing in payments. And already banks are tying up for B2C payments, so our international is tied up with B2B payment. So everybody is choosing their FinTech, whom they want to partner with, because building a payment infrastructure will take time. Partnering does not take time. You can quickly get connected. Again, Islamic is a clear opportunity. Many of us who were in this market in 2014 remembers when it started, we thought it wouldn't succeed. It will remain really small. Today, Islamic is 20% of our market. And it's growing at 13%. Traditional banking is growing at only 4%. So you are growing at 3 times the speed. And globally, Islamic is growing at 30%. 30. So clearly a case for banks to seriously take up their window or full bank. You run anything, doesn't matter. Customer is looking for product and value proposition. That's one of the key consumer study we did, and we found customer is looking for value and benefits. He is not really worried about window, full bank, how do you do it. He knows he doesn't have ability to control how you spend and how do you deposit. Now, for going down this banking path, what are the technologies? And again, digital banking clearly has to be number one. Transaction banking for B2B. Again, do not undermine transaction banking. Many banks globally thought corporates will not adopt. A founder will not adopt. He wants his accounts not to be in public. He doesn't want it on mobile. These are no more true. COVID has changed many of these things, and they do not have office boys to go and deposits. So everybody wants an efficient platform from a small, medium to large enterprise. Of course, some may use your platform, some may use B2B APIs. So your host-to-host adapter is moving to B2B APIs. And that's where it's heading, along with the risk management investment. What's changing on technology is cloud first. Oman has already 4 operating clouds, and 2 more hyperscalers are about to get launched in 2024. So you will have a good 6 cloud options. And banks are moving right from digital to core banking, all the platforms. So if anybody believes no bank will not move its platform on cloud, you're wrong. Last 12 months, all deals we have seen in Oman are on cloud, not on premise. AI and automation, again, generative AI has been a major trend, and API banking. You need to be ready for open framework. When open framework comes, your API needs to be ready. You cannot go then and build. So many of you have internal APIs, you just need to have a public APIs. Again, when you look at, so what would it call as a bank of future? 6 key areas. First, bank of future will be digital first, not branch first. Customer centric, what your customer is looking for. So do not believe you know it all. Do a voice of customer, understand what your customer is looking for, will he adopt, and then build along with customer in agile. Banking as a platform and payment as a service. So banking as a platform is you convert your bank to a platform where customers buy services and pay for fees, and without any people involved. So it's all sold through apps and relationships. Payment as a service, again, clearly a case for putting your digital payments through. And all of this is only possible if you change the mindset to agile, not regular deployment, 9 months, 12 months, no. Every month, what can I do? Which feature I can launch this month? Many banks in Oman has already adopted Agile, and they are in like 3rd or 4th year of Agile. Look at FinTech innovations, bring FinTechs and partner in launch. And last but not the least, use your own data. You have a beautiful data, use it. That's it from my side. Thank you so much for listening. If anybody has a question, I'm available. Thank you.